All right, guys, welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisor.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Tuesday. It is August 25th, and we are back with hopefully another fantastic video for you guys, breaking down the slate, breaking down everything. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different today, and let me know if you'd like this compared to what we've done in the past. But I want to go over we're going to go over the pitchers, the weather, and then we can build a core of players. And if that's something you're interested in, that's something we'll do. So we'll do a core on Fanduel. We'll do a core on Draftkings as well. Let me just move that over. And if you like that, let me know, and we can continue with it. If not, I completely understand. Before we get started, if this video gets 30 likes, we'll get a FanDuel and DraftKings GPP lineup down below in the pinned section of the comment section. So go check that out. I don't know why my camera's focusing like that. Also, if you guys want to win a free 5-day pass, all you have to do is like the video, be a subscriber to the YouTube page, and tell me who's going to hit home run, what inning they're going to hit it in, and the distance traveled. We've had a couple winners this year. It's a little bit harder just because you have to have the inning, but it's free content if you can get it. So we'll be working on this. We'll be working on PGA. We killed it in PGA this past week. MMA, we cashed. So this week, be on the lookout for baseball, PGA, MMA, and NBA as well. So all of that content coming to you. The only thing I will tell you is for Saturday and Sunday, I don't think I'll have I don't think I'll have the Bacon Station up for baseball or football, or baseball or basketball. I'll try to get the cheat sheets up. I'll be traveling. I don't know if I'll have any connection. There still will be lineups, so just a heads up on that. It's harder to get all the content on mobile than it is to do the lineups on mobile. So I will be traveling. Hopefully you understand, but we'll be back at it. We're 3 weeks away from football, so super excited. If you are interested in joining a fantasy football league, this will be the 4th year of Fantasy Team Advisors. I think we need like 3 more spots. Email me, support@fantasyteamadvisors.com, or DM me, or right down below here. That would probably be the easiest. Let me know if you're interested, and tell me the... It's either going to be $50 or $100, $50, $75, or $100 buy-in. I'm not 100% sure yet, so let me know what you guys would be interested in, and we'll move on from there. So, without further ado, let's look at the weather for this slate here. As of right now, we are, 10 hours from first pitch, as you can see. New York the Yankees at the Braves, 11% chance of rain. It's not a lot. I mean, we've seen 15% chance turn into postponement. So anything can happen in 2020, obviously. But yeah, so we should be good weather-wise. If anything does move forward, we will look at that. We do have, I think there's 18 games total today. We've got a couple of doubleheaders going on, so that is the reason for that. You won't be able to play all those games, so that is something to pay attention to. You got to see who the starting pitcher is for Game 1, Game 2, and then you got to see which one's on the slate. So weather-wise, we are looking good. So that being said, first game on the slate here, early only, Jose Suarez versus Christian Javier. Suarez, 38 plate appearances against him. Astros striking out 18.4% of the time, 324 batting average. I mean, the Astros are hot. I mean, they're starting to heat up. They started really slow. Karma was getting to them. They're starting to hit. I don't trust another lefty against them. So they've got Bregman. He's on the IL. We know that. He's out. So that's not a concern being a right-handed bat, but we do have them out. Astros put up 11 runs yesterday against the Angels, and I think that can happen again. Also, crazy. So I've been finding, and hopefully you have too, if you guys find this helpful, Do you play? I know the main slate, that's where you win all the money. But if you play like the early only, the after, or the express, you can still bring home a couple $1,000s. We hit pretty damn well Fanduel Express past couple of nights. I even cashed yesterday. I put Merrill Kelly in there, and I forgot I used him in one of my lineups, and he was scratched and put on the IL pretty much by first pitch. Still cashed in that game. What could have been, still made money on that. That's what is... the cheat sheet that we had killed it. The players that I put in there, I mean, I think almost every single position player hit a home run for me. And then my pitcher got 0. So I still cashed. That pisses me off. So let me know. You guys got any stories where that happened? If you do, let me know. I'm still kind of salty about it, but I've been finding you can dominate a return on investment a lot easier when you guys are playing not the main tournaments. So take that as for whatever you want. So if I'm taking one, I don't mind Javier. GPP wise, he's okay. I wouldn't take Suarez. I don't trust him, and the Astros are starting to come alive, like I said, so I'm not looking at him. We don't know. It's Tehran versus we don't know. It's probably going to be a clean sweep for the Astros today, so not looking at that. It's crazy. We are 10 hours from first pitch, and we still don't know who's going to be pitching either of the Mets and the Marlins games. I'm trying to see if it's out. Yeah, they're not even out yet. Day of 2 games, so can't go over anything there. Nothing to go over right now. I'll put the cheat sheet out a little bit later today, and we'll have to wait till the pitchers are announced to see what we can do. Phillies at the Nationals. Now you're going to look at this and you're like, okay. So you see Jake Arrieta versus Eric Fetty. Arrieta, 193 plate appearances, 20.7 K percentage, 197 batting average. Those numbers are fantastic, especially against the reigning World Series champs. Eric Fetty, 47 plate appearances, striking out only 17% of the batters he's faced, 256 batting average. The thing is, when you go here, Arrieta has not... Oh, this is early only. Well, I can tell you, without looking it up, Arrieta has struggled. Now, I know, it was delayed, they didn't play, and then here they are, and now a lot of things are happening. But just kind of looking at this, if you're looking, especially if you're playing early only, on FanDuel, you've got not that many pitchers. Arrieta's got great numbers, but if you dig into his numbers, I mean, his last start against Boston, 10 fantasy points. Against Baltimore, 14. Against Atlanta, 46. Against the Yankees, 18. I mean, he's struggled. Let's just put it that way. 1-3 record, 4.95 ERA, and only striking out 17 batters. And the Nationals are the Nationals. People are going to see this. Maybe Arrieta is a GPP pitch, but I'm probably staying away from him there. I'm probably just loading up on bats on both sides here. I could see you, if you're playing the early only, I could see you stacking this game, for sure. You got the Red Sox at the Blue Jays. You got Kyle Hart versus Chase Anderson. Kyle Hart's never faced him before. Chase Anderson, 55 plate appearances, striking out 14.5% of the batters he's faced. 397 WOBA, 308 batting average. I think this is another game to stack. I'm not looking at the pitchers. Either side of this, the right-handed bats for Toronto against Kyle Hart, I love that. Pretty much any bats for Boston right now. They've struggled, yes, but I think they can put up some runs here against Chase Anderson. The final game on the early slate, Tommy Malone versus Tyler Glasnow. Malone, 60 plate appearances, a 4.07 batting average. You're stacking the Rays. For sure you're stacking the Rays. I'm not looking at Tommy Malone. Contrarian GPP, you could take Malone here. But it's pretty much going to be wasted. I highly doubt Tommy Malone makes it 5 innings. He could honestly make it 5 innings. but Tampa Bay should probably touch him up pretty easily. They've hit him pretty well. Glasnow, on the other hand, 42 plate appearances, a 154 batting average. I know the Baltimore Orioles are hot, but I like Glasnow here, especially if you're playing the early only. There's not a ton of great options. You want to get contrarian, you want to go different pitchers, I understand. Probably leaning towards Glasnow as the chalk pitcher on the early slate. Then we move to the main slate. You've got Tyler Chatwood versus Spencer Turnbull. Chatwood was scratched, put on the IL, now he's back. 13 plate appearances against him, 273 batting average. He's really come down to earth from what he was doing. Let's see. So he was on with a back injury. Who knows if this comes back and flares back up during today. I mean, against Kansas City, his last start, -5 fantasy points. Against Pittsburgh, he had 11 Ks, 63 fantasy points. Against Milwaukee, he had 49 fantasy points. Those numbers are good. That's completely true. I don't trust him at all. Tigers have been hitting. Last night, not so much. But they've been hitting some good pitching. So I'm not looking at either of these pitchers here. Turnbull's only faced 16 Cubs batters, still giving up a 467 batting average while only striking out 12.5%. Looking at that, I don't trust either of these pitchers. The Cubs numbers, I mean, that's one start and they dominated him. But you can get some bats to come alive there. I mean, we had home runs last night. David Bodie, I had him in one of my lineups and I took him out. Not happy about it. Baez had a good game. Contreras was on base a lot. So I'm looking at this. I'm not looking at either of these pitchers here. They're just other great options that we can look at. And neither of these are it. Minnesota Twins at the Cleveland Indians. You've got Rich Hill versus Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber's, for good measure, he's the highest priced pitcher on the slate at $12,000. It's going to be hard to fit in. It's going to be hard to take Bieber just due to his price. But he is striking out. I mean, I think he's got 10 plus strikeouts in every start this year. No, not every start, but I mean 11 against Pittsburgh, 11 against Detroit. Minnesota, he had 13 strikeouts. I mean, look at the fantasy points here. There's a reason he's got 5 wins, and every single game's been a quality start that he's done this year. I mean, he's getting massive points. Yes, he's high priced. Twins are a good hitting team, but he has handled them before. Rich Hill, 27 plate appearance, 333 batting average. I don't trust him. I'm actually surprised he's not hurt again yet. There's a reason when we go all the way down this list, he's 6,700. Looking at this, you can't trust him. I like Cleveland as a stack. Against Milwaukee, he had -1 fantasy points his last start, 2.2 innings. Against St. Louis to start the season, which is crazy that it's 2020, so I guess it's not that crazy. But when Rich Hill is your opening day starter, something's wrong. He went 5 innings, got 27 fantasy points. That's not enough he's not a viable option here at all. So I am completely fading Rich Hill. I am looking at some Shane Bieber here, but Shane Bieber, while he's dominating, he's going to cost you. So you're going to have to find those value bats that can give you 3-4 times value here. So I'm going away from that. The Yankees at the Braves. You got Garrett Cole versus to be announced still, which is crazy. But I want to see his numbers, see if he's got anything against the Braves. I know he's faced them before. So Garrett Cole's 4-0 with a 2.75 ERA, striking out 44 batters so far. Let's see. Atlanta.
Marley, I know you had a chance.
So he has faced 107 at-bats. Has given up a 388 batting average. It's kind of crazy. 25 strikeouts. Matt Adams. Well, Travis d'Arnaud's 4 for 4 with a double and a home run. Adam Duvall's 3 for 14 with a home run. Freddie Freeman's 5 for 14 with 2 doubles and a home run. The reason his average is up, I mean, they've very little. Ender Inciarte 7 for 16. If you want to get contrarian, a Brave stack might not be bad. Now, Cole is on fire, I get that. But you can go a little contrarian. You could go a Brave stack here. Freeman and Ciarte. Now, that's a leverage stack, meaning doubt very many people are on it, but in a multi-entry tournament, if you're doing 1-2 lineups, I wouldn't stack the Braves. But if you are doing like multiple lineups, like on Fanduel, there's 5-cent games. You can do 150 lineups for 5 cents. Put the Braves in a stack there. You never know what could happen. Crazier things have happened. I know Garrett Cole hasn't lost a regular season game since last May 19th or something like that. Crazier things have happened. It is 2020. But while that could happen, Garrett Cole is still Garrett Cole. So he's still up there. What is he, the second highest priced pitcher? Yeah, he's 11,000. So you would have leverage on the field there if you did stack the Braves a little bit. So they may be in our cheat sheet. You never know. Go check it out. You got the Athletics at the Rangers. Great game yesterday. We had both pitchers. We had Luzardo and we had Lance. Lance Lynn doing Lance Lynn things this year is crazy. He actually could get traded. But looking at that, I mean, both of the pitchers had a great game for us. We had them in multiple lineups. But looking at this, we could go back to the well here. GPP-wise, both of these pitchers are viable for GPP. I don't really trust them for cash. Looking at this, Manaea, 101 plate appearances, a 233 batting average, striking out 22.8% of the batters he's faced. Kyle Gibson, 109 plate appearances, 21.1 K percentage, 255 batting average. I'm looking at both of these as GPP, but I'm not saying they're going to dominate. But you could throw them in a GPP there. You got the Pirates at the White Sox. You got Steven Brault versus Lucas Giolito. I don't know how you take a left-handed pitcher against this white-hot White Sox team right now. I don't. I'm stacking the White Sox here against Brault. Anderson. You could do a full stack with Giolito as your pitcher, Anderson as your batter, Eloy, Robert. Giolito against Detroit. We had him his last start, August 20th. 70 fantasy points for us, 13 Ks. Hasn't faced Pittsburgh this year, but has had success. Only faced them 14 times, so basically a start, 273 batting average. So he's heating up, and Lucas Giolito could be that cheaper option. He's still 10,400, but if you don't want to pay up for Bieber or Cole, you could look at Giolito there. Next game, Reds at the Brewers. You got Luis Castillo versus Brandon Woodruff. Castillo, 108 plate appearances, a 219 batting average, striking out 26.9%. Woodruff here, 54 plate appearances, a 324 batting average, or 327 batting average, but striking out 37% of the batters he's faced. A red stack yesterday didn't come through. Trevor Bauer gave up 4 runs. Luis Castillo being 0-3 this year is kind of crazy to see. 444 batting average, or ERA against him. He hasn't had a ton of success this year so far. For his price at 16 fantasy points last time, 3.1 innings, I don't know. That 34, he's averaging 31 fantasy points. He might not be what you're looking for today. Will he be in a lineup? Possibly, but he could be a fade as well. Woodruff, on the other hand, cheaper option, 7,800 on FanDuel. Just kind of looking at what he has done. 1 win, 323 batting average. Against the Cubs, 16 fantasy points. He hasn't had much success. The Reds can hit at any time. So I'm probably fading Woodruff completely. Castillo, crazy as it is, probably only going to make a GPP lineup of mine. You got the Royals at the Cardinals. You got Matt Harvey versus Wainwright. Harvey is going to make his second start of the season, which is crazy because his name is already being floated for trade candidate. Harvey, 87 plate appearances, a 173 batting average, striking out nearly 30% of the batters he's faced. If he has a good game, he could probably get traded. Against the Cardinals, he's had success. His last start, he only went 3 innings, though, with 12 fantasy points. That's the only problem. Just being his first start, who knows? He has a 9 ERA. Dark Horse GPP, I don't mind. I don't know how much exposure I'll have to him. Cardinals, on the other hand, Wainwright, 73 plate appearances against the Royals, 219 batting average, striking 20.5% of the batters he's faced. I don't mind that. Wainwright will be in my player pool for GPP, averaging 32.66 fantasy points on Fanduel at 8,200, right around the value you're looking for. Against Cincinnati, 31 fantasy points. Against the White Sox, 27. Against Pittsburgh, 40. I don't mind Wainwright GPP, not in cash. Mariners at the Padres, you've got Marco Gonzalez versus Slam City and Chris Paddock. Gonzalez has had success against them, and it is a pitcher's park. You could go under the radar here and with Marco, and you could find some value here at 8,000. I wish he was a little bit cheaper considering he's going up against the Padres, but he's had success. We had him his last start. He went with 49 fantasy points against LA. His price was low, and we had the leverage on a lot of the field. That's how we've built our bankroll up. You've got to find those pitchers that are going up against the powerhouses. They could have good games, then maybe the bullpen comes in and gets destroyed, but 49 fantasy points came through at a very discounted price last time. Not saying that's going to happen again. He hasn't faced San Diego this year, but I mean, against the Angels he's had success. Against the Dodgers he's had success. Padres, why not? I know their righties do hit lefties well, but Marco could be a sneakier option tonight that people are going to overlook, considering his price is 8,000. You got Rockies at the Diamondbacks. You've got Marquez versus Alex Young. Marquez, 165 plate appearance, 331 batting average. Not touching this game. Pitcher-wise, batting-wise, I don't mind. We were all over Christian Walker yesterday, and he hit a home run. I think he was on all of our teams. He was one of my core players, hit a home run. Looking to get back in that again tonight. So looking at that, without digging into BVP, all of this will be on the Bacon Station. We'll definitely dig into this a little bit more. Then the final game is the Dodgers at the Giants. You got Urias versus Cueto. Urias, 74 plate appearances, a 245 batting average against him. He's very hit or miss. I mean, he's got the right stuff. He hasn't put it all together yet. His last start came against Seattle, 17 fantasy points. Against the Giants to start the season, he had 21 fantasy points, and then August 7th, he went 4 innings with 15 fantasy points. Not striking out a ton, which is kind of crazy. Probably fading him. And then you got Cueto, who's had success against them. Cueto loves the quick pitch. This is the matchup of the first Sunday Night Baseball, I believe. So Cueto at 7,500 against the Dodgers. He's faced them twice this year, 20 fantasy points the first time, 18 the second time. Probably not looking at him pitching-wise. The bats, I don't mind. I do like the bats. As more the Dodgers bats see him this year, they're going to start hitting him. And there could be some splashdowns going on in San Francisco in this game. So there you go, guys. Those are all the pitchers on the slate, minus the ones that we don't know. We will be kind of looking out and seeing what we can do. But just kind of looking, we can see... let's take out and see the top BVP bats and kind of look at that. If you do want to see our article, you can see... So we showed you all the pitchers on the slate. If you want to see the pitchers that we like the most, those are here. And then you can check out our Bacon Station. This doesn't get updated every day. This is just a screenshot. I had someone ask about that. So this is just a screenshot. You can see we've got their Fanduel and Draftkings salaries, team positions, who they're facing. I mean, there's a ton of stats. Same thing with pitchers. So you can sort it and see who's good there. So yeah, if you want to go check that out, go check it out. The link will be down below for this article. So looking at the top bats here, just kind of looking, David Peralta against German Marquez, 14 for 32. That's a 438 batting average with 2 home runs. Corey Seager against Cueto, dominating, 361 with 3 home runs. So if you just want to go by home runs, Corey Seager, Eddie Rosario, Mike Zunino, Justin Turner, which is crazy. So if we're just building out, Seager's been on fire. So looking at 3,700, I understand, but I like him as a righty here hitting in San Francisco, or a lefty hitting in San Francisco. Had a home run last game. I mean, overall, he's had a ton of fantasy points this year. A crazy amount of fantasy points. He was underappreciated and hurt. The past couple of years, he hasn't been as red hot as he is. I really, really like Corey Seager here. So I'm going to lock him in as a shortstop. So if you want to look, and this could just be a GPP. We can just build out a GPP right now. And this is going, so depending on when you watch this, the cheat sheet's usually out by around mid-afternoon. You get about 2 or 3 hours before game. It's because we're still waiting on lineups and injury news to come out from the day before. So that's the only problem when you're looking at waiting on Vegas numbers to come out, waiting on a lot of things to come out. So we can look at, if you look at what Springer did, this is early only. So where's it at? Okay. So kind of looking at these, if you want to dig in, I mean, you can see who's had success. We're going here. This is a bat that's come through for us more times than not. Franmil Reyes against a soft tossing lefty here. I absolutely love that. Had a couple of duds here. I think he'll be off the radar, so I'm going to lock him in there. And then kind of looking, it just depends on who you're looking for here, but you got Eloy, I mean, he's up there. We can see what he's done. Jose Abreu's absolutely on fire. Just absolutely on fire this season. But anytime I don't use Eloy, he dominates. So we're going to throw him in there, and then we're going to throw in Jose, but he's going to be super expensive because all he does is hit dingers now. So looking at second baseman, without digging into the BVP, we could be building out, looking through. Jake Cronenworth is a cheaper option, but I mean, you're going to have to be building out. You're going to have to get a little bit more creative here. I mean, he's had multiple, so we're just going to throw him in there for now. Who knows if he even gets to start, so that's something to look at. Third base, we can look down here just to kind of see what we're looking at. And obviously this is not set in stone. You can go through and change this, and there's a good chance we do change this. But you can build lineups like this. Like, you can build out a lineup and go from there. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them. Comment down below. I'll finish this off camera. But you can build through there. You can obviously change the picture. A lot of things can... I mean, there's a ton of options on this slate. I absolutely love this slate. It's one of the better slates we've had in a while, where there's just so many good options that we can go with. So thank you for watching. I know it's a little bit longer than normal. If this is something you like, let me know. Or if you just want me to continue the pictures and that's it, let me know that as well. So that's what I've got for you guys. Don't forget, go check out all of the other content. Football's back in 3 weeks. So excited. It's almost September. Hopefully football goes off without a hitch. And football is one of our best sports. It's really easy to fall in love with NFL DFS. That's the one we've had the most success with. Basketball's second, and baseball is right up there as well. It's kind of close. So, baseball this season, we've clearly had a lot of success. And like I said, if you guys, don't go in the mindset that you think you're going to win $1 million. Play those early only. Play those express slates. You got a smaller player pool. You can narrow it down easier. You can come through. I mean, we had a couple of huge wins this week, so we're super excited. But yeah, so that's what I've got, guys. Any questions, comment down below or email me, support@fantasyteamadvisors.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Good luck, guys, and as always, bring home that bacon. Peace.